morning, friends. It is Thursday. I believe it's March 12th. I am headed to the Y, but first I have to go to my son's school because we forgot to send this today. They earned a movie and popcorn, and they were allowed to bring a blanket to school, but I forgot. So I'm dropping that off so that he doesn't feel left out and sad. It is sunny today, but it is cold. I'm pretty sure it was up to 70 degrees yesterday, or definitely the day before yesterday. And now it's like between 30s and 40. Crazy. We went from all the windows open to turning the heat on. Tis the season, tis the season. Y'all, I don't want to go to the Y today. I do want to go to the Y. I just don't want to do my miles. I'm going to make myself do it anyway. I am feeling very restless. Like, I need to do something, but I don't know what. I'm thinking I need to try to volunteer somewhere or something, because I just need something to do. Now that I'm not shopping all the time. So my husband and I have a, what do you want to call it? Like a deal or something like that? Well, I can't figure out this phone. Okay. He needs to get his health in order. I mean, don't we all? I'm working on it. I know that I do too, and I'm working on it. And as he would say, I mean, he would agree with this, that nothing seems to motivate him. So I think we all have emotional outlets. We all have maybe an addiction. Whether you want to admit it or not, we all do. It could be too much social media. It could be too much food. It could be too much shopping. So the way I soothe myself or cope with things is I'll go buy something on Amazon. I'll go buy new plants. Just dumb stuff. And I know that causes a strain and a stress on my husband. So I told him, every day that you stick to your eating plan, I will not spend money. Not coffee, nothing. We do have money budgeted for, like we each get fund money every pay that we can spend however we like, or we have money set aside for life. That could be, I'm taking my children out to dinner, or we want to go do something fun on the weekend. So there is money allotted for that. But I'm not going to dip into my grocery money for coffee, or I'm not going to, hey, can you transfer money so I can buy this? None of that. And honestly, that's hard for me because that's what I did. So, like thrifting whenever I wanted, or stuff like that. So we have goals. We are trying to break chains of addiction, and we are being intentional. So far, I'm on day 3 of no spend. I was going to buy a book this morning, but he was okay with it, but I didn't realize that book didn't come out until April. It was actually a pre-order, so I'm glad that he caught that. but I've been wanting this book for a few months, so I will get it in April when it comes out. So I think it's a good practice for all of us to try and be intentional and try to do better, you know. It's easy. Life is hard, and it's easy to self-soothe with food. Food in America, like, that is what we do. Everything revolves around food. When we're sad, we eat. When we're happy, we celebrate with food. When it's almost like I find myself doing that, like when training a small child for potties or good behavior or whatever, we reward with food, candy, you know what I mean? So that's been our go-to for all of our lives, and that's hard to quit. Or shopping, you know, it's easy to find a reason why you need something. I've been really trying to be intentional about practicing contentment this year. I stop and ask myself, why do you think you need a new set of curtains? Or why do you need new bedding? Or why do you need a new sweater or purse? Like, I'm just thinking of things that I've tried to spend money on. And in reality, when I stop and ask myself, I realize I don't. I want to be content with what I have, or use what I have. So like when I thought about, I want different curtains for my bedroom, which just happened, I remembered I had a set stashed away that I used out in our dining area. And I was like, I can just use those. I don't need to buy new curtains. So, and I'm happy with them. So that's how my mom was, my grandma, you know, in that generation, they used what they had. They made do with what they had. My mom was very frugal. She was not a spendthrift. She would have her, like my dad or people would give her money for her birthday. It would be in her wallet for months and months and months because she didn't want to waste it. She had a hard time spending money on herself. So I did not inherit that from her. Girl, I can spend money on myself. I spend money on anyone. I love to buy for people. That's my love language. I love, especially when I get foster kids, man. I love to spoil them. But I think that can be extreme as well. So we want to be careful with that. Yeah, I get that from my dad, and he'll admit that. He's actually gotten really frugal though. He actually seeks counsel before he makes a big purchase. He'll talk to people. He'll pray about it. So I'm proud of him because he's gotten so much better. So, I mean, I get it honestly. And my children, it's hilarious who they take after in our family. But the child that did spend more, this child has been really, really diligent about saving. And I'm proud of them. Speaking of my children, I took my 2 adult children out to dinner last night. It was a good time. I watched You Can Only Imagine 2 last week, and I got this idea from that movie. The father and the son, the mom actually set it up, and she had them do 20 questions. So they met at a coffee shop or somewhere and started these 20 questions. And I'm like, that is a great idea. So I wrote out, I think I said this already, but I'm going to say it again. Each of them had to ask their sibling these specific 20 questions. And their answers, it was neat. And some of them, they really had to think. They're like, I don't know, that's so broad. That's such a hard question. And I said, that's the point. I wanted you to actually think about it, you know, and reflect. So I had a purpose behind all the questions. I didn't just, one question I copied from the movie. It was, have you ever seen a shooting star? But I thought that was so cute. And not all of us have seen a shooting star. It was just a cute question. So I threw that in there. But the rest of them, I did intentionally because I wanted them to think and reflect on their lives, be it memories. One of the questions was, if you could spend one day with anyone, who would that be? And one of my kids was like who? That's so broad. And I'm like, anyone. It could be from the beginning of time all the way to now. It could be a family member, a biblical figure, a Hollywood star, anyone, a friend. So she chose her Mimi. That was sweet. So that was a good time. I think what I want to try to do is take them out every week, whether it's together or one-on-one. So one week, one child, the next week, both children, the next week, the other child, just to work on those relationships, communication. Children, you will find when there's no, what is this person doing? What are you doing? Somebody's going, what are you doing? Honey, okay. You're going the wrong way, dude. Interesting. I'm going into my son's school. Somebody turned around and was coming towards me in the lane that they're not supposed to be driving in. But that's okay. But you will find children are more apt to talk one-on-one when there's no distractions, when there's no one else listening. One of my children is definitely like that. They don't like an audience. They prefer one-on-one. So yeah, cultivate those relationships and make time for that. So I am pulling into my son's school. I will update you after the Y, let you know what I did. Do I have 10 miles in me today? My legs are pretty sore. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not going to put pressure on myself. I'm going to do what my body can do. So I will touch back later. Just did 10 miles at the Y. My legs are killing me. I'm taking a break with some decaf that's cold. Trying not to get people. I'm not doing weights today. I'm gonna go stretch in the sauna and I'm gonna call it a day. Okay, friends, I'm leaving the Y. I did 10 miles. And boy, did I struggle. I probably pushed it too far today, but I did not do weights. I just did my 10 miles. I sat and had a cup of cold coffee. And I sat in the sauna and I stretched and sat in the sauna for 20 minutes. The dry sauna, that is supposed to be really good for your cardiovascular health as well as releasing toxins. Also, it's a great place to stretch because your muscles are warm and not cold. I am done with that today. The sun is beautiful. It's a little chilly outside, but it's pretty. I really need to go get adjusted because my rib is out on the left side. That darn rib will not stay in. So I'm thinking about getting adjusted today. We shall see. For dinner, I am making meatloaf. I have 3 potatoes left, so I will give those to my dad and our big kids. Asparagus. I love asparagus as long as it's cooked properly. My husband does not like that, so I will make him broccoli. not the best at making meatloaf, but we're gonna try again. You always gotta try, right? I don't follow any recipe, and that's probably part of the problem. I just throw stuff in there. And then I just guess on how high and how long to cook it. That's me. I'm going to put green pepper in the meatloaf for the first time tonight, and jalapeños. I'm gonna try that and see what it's like. Now Mister, he will probably be scared of the meatloaf. He'll eat a hamburger, but with his sensory stuff, I don't foresee him eating meatloaf, so I will make him something separate. That's what's for dinner tonight, and then tomorrow I have chicken that I forgot that I bought for dinner this week. So tomorrow I'm gonna do something with chicken. I don't know what yet, but something. So yeah, if I go to Aldi today, I'll try to vlog it, but we all know that I'm not good at remembering to do that. Maybe we'll get a call today. I'm not holding my breath, but the Lord knows who we are supposed to have and when. And I keep telling myself that over and over again, hoping it'll stick. All right, kids, I'm gonna head off here and we will see where the rest of this vlog takes us. You know what? Maybe I'll vlog making the meatloaf. That'll be fun. I can pretend like I'm a chef. But we'll see you later. Okay, friends, I don't have another hand to film for me, so I will. So I have the potatoes ready for dinner. I have the asparagus soaking in the Young Living fruit and veggie soak. So I have all the ingredients here. These are actually going to go in my little compost bucket. I have the pan ready for the meatloaf. I found this at a thrift store. Isn't she beautiful? Here's the meat. There are all of my rings because, ew, we don't want to be messing with that with rings on. So these onions right here and this garlic I'm going to cook with the asparagus. So what I'm going to throw into here is the cut up jalapeños. I'm not good at this, as you can see. The onion, and I am going to put a little bit more onion in there. You know what I can't stand? When people don't use all their ingredients out of their bowls. So let me just, there we go. And then garlic. We'll have to get that out when we have another hand. Panko breadcrumbs. And then I'm gonna put this egg in it, but I cannot do it one-handed. And I'm also gonna add some seasoning, so I'll be back with the seasoning. Okay, so for seasonings, I already did this ground black pepper. And then I have some onion powder that I'm gonna put in there. Again, oh, garlic powder, see? I don't measure anything, obviously. My husband thinks it's a joke. Some salt, this was my grandma's. So I'm just gonna grab a little bit of salt. I will probably add more. And then I wanted to get some kind of buttery seasoning, so I found this in our cabinets. Buttery steakhouse seasoning. She's a little bit stale, but it's okay. Okay, it's not coming out. All right, let's see if we can try again. Okay. All right, a little bit of that, and then I'm gonna mix this up and I will show it when I get it in that pan. I forgot, I also just added some of this Worcestershire sauce, Worcestershire, however you say it. So we added some of that in there. So here it is. I'm gonna mix it up. I already added my egg, so I will be back. Okay, here she is. Pan was just a little bit bigger, but I tried to mash it all in there. I'm going to now put this and these 3 potatoes in the oven, and we will be back.